Where were you on March 9th, 2022, when President Biden signed the death warrant on American freedom? On that day, in a hush ceremony at the White House, without the approval of Congress, the states, or the American people, Biden signed into law Executive Order 14067. Buried in his order are a few paragraphs titled Section 4. The language in Section 4 makes Order 14067 the most treacherous act by a sitting president in the history of our republic, because Section 4 sets the stage for legal government surveillance of all U.S. citizens, total control over your bank accounts and purchases, and the ability to silence all dissenting voices for good. In this new war on freedom, the Dems aren't coming for your guns. No, they're thinking much bigger than that. They're coming for your money, and it's already started. Hi, my name is Jim Rickards. I'm a former advisor to the Pentagon, the White House, Congress, the CIA, and the Department of Defense. I'm also an attorney, investment banker, and author of 7 books on currencies and international economics. Most of all, like you, I'm a proud American patriot. The disturbing predictions you're about to see are based on my independent research and my contacts in the intelligence community. I've never made this kind of public announcement before, but it's my duty to pull the alarm. This is what I believe Section 4 of Biden's order means for all Americans. The U.S. dollar will be made obsolete. Soon your cash will be confiscated or will simply be worthless paper. The cash currency we have now will be replaced with a new programmable digital token. But the truth is, few outside the deep state recognize Biden's move for what it really is. If my predictions are correct, this is so much more sinister than simply replacing the cash dollar with a new digitized version. Friend, this new currency will allow for total control of all American citizens, because every digital dollar will be programmed by the government. That means they will be able to turn on or turn off your money at will. Not only that, but they'll be able to track and record every purchase you make. This is very different than online banking and has nothing to do with crypto. I'll explain everything in a moment, but what you need to know now is AOC has already publicly declared her support for a government-controlled spyware currency. The digital dollar means Dems would be able to punish any contribution, purchase, or even social media comment that they don't like. And this isn't something years away. It's starting now. China and Russia have already launched pilot programs for their own digital currencies. More than half the countries in the world and almost 90% of central banks are testing or exploring a digital currency right now.
한국은행이 지폐나 동전 대신 디지털로 돈을 발행하는 걸 검토하기로 했습니다. 이른바 중앙은행 디지털 화폐, CBDC입니다. 비트코인 등 암호화폐처럼 분산 원장 기술, 즉 블록체인 기술이 적용되지만 발행을 중앙은행이 하고 기존 화폐와 단위가 똑같기 때문에 가상자산처럼 가치가 급격히 오르내리지 않습니다. 다음 주에 연구 용역을 입찰에 붙이는데 신한은행과 네이버, 카카오 등 금융기관과 플랫폼 기업들이 참여할 걸로 알려졌습니다.
The new spyware currency has been quietly tested for several years. There's no stopping it. I predict we'll see a digital dollar in circulation next year or 2024 at the latest. But I do have some good news for you. It's almost too late, but you can still protect your assets and your freedom if you know exactly what to do. Thanks to Section 4 of Biden's Order 14072, ordering urgent research into developing the digital dollar, I believe the U.S. dollar, the standard of the world since 1792, will be replaced by a new currency, the digital dollar. These new electronic currencies are called CBDCs, or central bank digital currencies. I call the digital dollar Biden bucks, because I want him to take full credit for what I consider to be crimes. This is not like the money in your online bank account. No, this is new and different. Every digital dollar will be a programmable token like Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, but there's a big difference. Cryptocurrencies are decentralized digital currencies. Instead, if it plays out the way I see it, Biden bucks will have the full backing of the U.S. Federal Reserve. They will replace the cash, fiat dollar we have now, and will soon be the sole mandatory currency of the United States. When Biden bucks are rolled out, many experts, myself included, believe they will begin an era of total government control and surveillance. This is not hyperbole. This would dramatically expand the power and influence of the federal government, essentially acting as a new type of spyware. With Biden bucks, the government will be able to force you to comply with its agenda, because if you don't, they could turn off your money. For example, Biden bucks could be programmed to allow only certain kinds of purchases. Imagine what this new world could look like. You want to keep an internal combustion engine car? Your digital dollar suddenly won't pay for gas. Instead, you can be forced to buy an electric vehicle. That's just the tip of the fascist iceberg. They can force you to get back. They can force you into solar. They can force you to use less water or heat. They can force you to eat fake plant-based meat. They can control where you are allowed to travel. They can stop you purchasing certain items like guns, ammo, or survival supplies. They can control to which candidates you're allowed to donate. And they'll know every single place you spend your money, forever. America would become a surveillance state like China or North Korea. Every single aspect of your life could be controlled because they'll control your money. In fact, I fully expect them to implement a social credit rating system like in China. There, a low social score gets you officially labeled untrustworthy. They can take away your ability to travel, restrict your internet access, deny your family the best schools or jobs. They may even take away your pets. I'm not kidding. All this is going on today. But that's China, an oppressive communist country. Could this really happen in a democracy? Just ask the truckers in Canada, because that's exactly what happened to them. I really consider myself as much a problem solver as anything, but I always say before you can solve the problem, you have to understand the problem. So that's where the analysis comes in. But let's talk about solutions. So if they're going to get rid of cash and they're working on it, and they're going to put you into a digital dollar, and they're working on that, and Executive Order 14067 puts that on a fast track, and if the digital dollar can be used for all the things I described, which it can, surveillance, account freezes, account seizures, putting a countdown clock on your money, spending,
tracking, actually create or molding behavior.
Correct.
What they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So what are the workarounds? How can you get out of that system? Well, if all this is being empowered by digital technology, which it is, you sort of have to go non-digital. In other words, this is the, lean right, go left, or, vice versa. So what are the digital assets that work as money? Non-digital assets that work as money? What are the non-digital assets that work as stores of wealth, et cetera? But the first thing you need is a certain amount of gold and silver. And don't buy, if you want to trade or get price exposure, that's fine. It's up to you. But if you're trying to preserve wealth and sort of get outside the digital dragnet, which is what we're talking about, physical gold bullion.
CBDC는 국민들의 자유를 빼앗는 통제 수단으로 사용될 것입니다. 국민 모두가 거부한다면 막을 수 있는 미래이지만 방송에서는 CBDC가 부자가 되는 방법인 양 거짓말을 하고 있습니다.
그렇기 때문에 앞으로 3대가 부자가 되려면 이걸 알으셔야 돼요.
3대가 부자로. 3대가.
특히 각국 중앙은행에서 발행되는 디지털 화폐, 즉 CBDC에 주목하고 있습니다.
이 뭔 개소리야!
저 교수는 CBDC가 부자가 되는 방법이라는 이상한 주장만 늘어놓았지. 어떻게 CBDC가 국민들을 부자로 만드는지 이야기 한마디 하지 않았습니다. 국민들의 자유를 빼앗고 북한 같은 통제사회를 만드는 기술을 아무런 비판 없이 좋아하는 국민들, 선동하는 자들도 죄인이지만 아무런 비판 없이 그에 동조하는 이들도 역사의 심판 앞에선 같은 공범입니다. 시청해 주셔서 감사합니다.